All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants.
We play to win. Let's go!
Set, ready? 70, Indy.
53 is right. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Big Griffin.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
52.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized. The other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Good running from Barkley there on first down as he'll get forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Let's go.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
That's trash. That's trash.
Barkley. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Back.
They'll run with Barkley. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Pilot, 64, weak.
We got double up.
Shot 5.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Eagles 22-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
You draw Porter. Ready?
On the run, it's Barkley. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Hey, wahoo!
56 to mock, boys. 56. Check 56.
Ain't no such thing as a go.
Throwing, Jones. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, Heavy. What you got?
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
74.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taken in at the 22. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Ready?
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now 2nd and 10.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Yeah. You don't want none.
This is Barkley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards and a Giant first down. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here.
On your team. On your team.
Now a handoff as they run left side. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Smooth.
56.
Now Jones. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
Hey, Charlie.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. All right, T, let's turn. All right, T. Mike 56. Mike 56. Here we go, D.
Get it.
To throw on 3rd down. Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Owens. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. A big play there for Philly. 43 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking.
Sunday.
On first and goal, Howard. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Wentz. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Dexter Lawrence just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. After the sack, third and goal now from the 12.
I'm going to run you over.
Kill.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. I'm trying to collect.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Flushed out right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Jabril Peppers, a former first-round pick, there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds like counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, second and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
All day, baby, all day, all day,
Hey, Delta.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On second down, here's Barkley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go. On third down, Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
Check it out, read.
X3, 218, chopper.
And that'll set him back 5. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop it for a loss of 4. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
46 down, man. 5-4. Come on now. Oh, come on now.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Wentz. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Go! 70, Indy.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Ready?
On 2nd down, Barkley. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Give him 4 yards there, and that should be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
He's not going to get me.
Throwing now is Wentz. He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 45 yards.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Eagles have taken the lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
General West.
2nd and 5. That's complete to Slayton.
Protein spill.
On 3rd down, Barkley. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here we go.
On 2nd down now, it's Howard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle 1st down. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
Check. Fresno.
On 1st, they go right back to Howard. Oh, and now he bowls him over. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. He's got Smith here. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
He's
Sunday!
Spawn!
Yes.
No! 58, boy, 58, Mike.
Wait, good.
From the gun on third down, Wentz. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this will get inside the 20 and be touchdown just outside of the 15-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Ready?
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf.
And come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He'll want it. Jim.
They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
50, plant. Recon, 132 fighter. Get it.
Looking to throw. Jones into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro linebacker. It's Von Miller. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Second and 9 at the Giants' 27-yard line.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run. Another run here with Sanders. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Pilot, 64.
Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. He's going to look deep down the field. And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked off at the 33. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lorenzo Carter, his second sack of the night. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
You got three.
On second down, it's Sanders. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Eagles on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Another run with Sanders. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Taken in at the 11. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving him past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. Flush to his right, letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. The Giants on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be third and forever. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Let's go, defense. Hey, who we got? Let's go.
Now Jones throwing on fourth down. And that is incomplete. The Giants go on fourth but come up empty. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And a failure on fourth down on the other side leads immediately to a first and goal. They'll run with Sanders. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a second and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. Now a carry for Sanders. And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. Miles Sanders, his second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Elliott good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Throwing again on second down. Jones eluding the pressure right. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. 7 yards there and a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Break. 5-9. Hey, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after
you. Jones on 1st down. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Here we go. Set. 60 outlaw.
Watch the pass.
Hey, Foxtrot. Get it.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's going to let it fly. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. The tackle by Quincy Williams.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 14-yard line.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you said baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for Philadelphia, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
S-T-R-O. Yeah. How many of y'all came to win? Oh, they asking my name, huh? You ready? S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Yeah. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. Yeah. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color